What's your name?
My name is Loris, Loris, and the last name is Curcio, C-U-R, Z like zebra, I-O,
Okay. How old are you?
59.
59. All right. Sorry. What part of Italy?
I'm from Padua. Padua is a town next to Venice, about 40 miles west of Venice.
And you were born there?
I was born there. I've been in Miami for 37 years
Wow.
myself.
So, how old were you when you moved?
22.
22.
Yeah.
What places did you live in before you came to Miami?
Well, I was in Italy, of course,
Yeah.
in Padua, and I've been working in Venice. I've been working up in the mountain in Cortina d'Ampezzo. I was working in Switzerland
Wow.
also.
Alright.
Yeah, I worked a few places.
Yeah. Did you face any hardships in America? Or no?
Well,
Not too bad.
when I first came, it wasn't easy. I could speak no English, no Spanish, and after 2 weeks, actually, I want to go back home. But then I came with a cousin of mine, and he insisted for me to stay, and here we are.
Have you ever gone back to Italy
I go back every year
every
for
year?
vacation. Yes, in the summer, I take my wife and my kid, which is 16 years old.
Oh, really?
He loves Italy.
Really?
He loves the girls, actually.
And is it the city where you were born?
Actually, it's a small village just outside of the city, because Padua is a city with about 300,000 people,
Right.
and the village is about 20 miles south of it. And my mother still lives there.
Oh yeah. Why did you move from
Why
Italy?
did I move from Italy? Because this cousin of mine, he wants to come to America, because there was an older gentleman. He used to be the maitre d' at the hotel where we used to work. Then he left Italy, he went to the cruise ships, then he came to Miami, and he was managing this place, which he was in Key Biscayne. It's about half an hour from here. And he said to us, why don't you come to America? You can come to work 5 months for the winter season. And I wasn't too thrilled, but my cousin insisted, and we just broke down with our girlfriends back home, me and him together. So I said, okay, let's go. But like I said, the first time that I was here, it was nice because Miami is beautiful, but not speaking the language, and it was very hard. But then a couple of years after, I met my ex-wife, and here I am. I got remarried again, and I have a beautiful son and a wife, of course.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Why did you or your family leave Italy?
My great-grandfather left Italy because he was very poor and he needed to go somewhere else in order to support his family. He came here in 1885 on board a ship called the Independencia. And my grandfather on my mother's side emigrated because the farm or the ranch that he was brought up on in Italy was too small to divide among him and his 5 brothers. So he also came here to improve his opportunities.
All right. Do you know of any hardships that they faced when they came to America?
Yeah, my great-grandfather faced a lot of hardships. He worked on a railroad, building a railroad across the American West in the 1880s. And it was extremely cold sometimes when they were laying track and laying down the ties. So cold that his breath sometimes froze in his beard. My grandfather on my mother's side also faced a lot of difficulties because he couldn't speak English and had a hard time finding a job, but eventually he did pretty well for himself working for the Conrad Hilton hotel chain.
Okay. What part of Italy are you from?
Family from.
Well, my ancestors are all from southern Italy, from the province of Calabria, in the near the city of Cosenza. They mostly come from small villages around that city called Rende, San Fili, and Montalfugo.
Have you yourself ever gone to Italy?
Yeah, I was based in Rome for 2 years as a correspondent for the Chicago Tribune. And I made a trip also to Italy for my honeymoon with Leslie. And recently, for our 25th anniversary, we returned to Italy, traveling mostly in northern Italy, cities such as Venice and Florence, and in areas like Tuscany.
Okay. And when were those 2 trips? Do you know what years?
Well, I was based in Rome from 1972 to 1974, and that's when I made a trip, by the way, to the village, one of the villages that my ancestors came from, and then went on our honeymoon in 1988, and returned for our 25th anniversary in 2012, I think it was.